Hello there. Each and every day, we encounter stimuli and situations that shape who we are as human beings. What I'm interested in is the how and the why. How does the mind work, and why do we do the things that we do? But no matter where I look for answers, all it comes down to is just simply psychology. Today on Simply Psychology, cognitive dissonance, also known as the Ben Franklin effect. Briefly, cognitive dissonance is the tension that results when a person behaves in a way that contradicts their beliefs or attitudes, which produces a change in the person's beliefs. An early example of cognitive dissonance comes to us from noted inventor, statesman, and ladies' man Benjamin Franklin. In a letter to a friend, Mr. Franklin tells of a story about how he buried the hatchet with a rival politician. It seems this rival politician didn't think much of Mr. Franklin, and while there wasn't any outright hostility, there was an intense dislike. Mr. Franklin knew of this and decided to end this Cold War the only way he knew how, by asking to borrow a book. His rival relented and suddenly was confused. Why did I give my hated enemy a prized possession? I hate this guy. Or do I? The confused rival decided he didn't hate Mr. Franklin after all, and the two became good friends. That's legit. Ben Franklin's rival underwent a change in attitude because of cognitive dissonance. We've touched on it briefly, but here's the full definition. Cognitive dissonance is an unpleasant state of psychological tension that occurs when two thoughts or perceptions are inconsistent, which typically results from the awareness that attitudes and behaviors are in conflict. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's look at Mr. Rival. He hated Ben Franklin. He let Franklin borrow a book, a behavior that goes against his attitude of Franklin. So he experienced tension. Now when someone experiences this tension, they naturally try to reduce it. Since time travel is currently impossible, the person changes their attitudes or beliefs to reduce the tension. Besides Ben Franklin's story, here's another example. A person is thrifty and values saving money, but they spy a really pretty smartphone in a shop. The phone's pretty expensive, but the person buys it anyway. Now there's tension because the behavior, buying the expensive smartphone, contradicts the belief. Saving money is a good thing. The person changes their belief to a new one. Sometimes it's a good thing to be spontaneous with money, but only a little bit. Even though cognitive dissonance didn't get a name until the 1950s, its effects have been felt by people since the dawn of time. Researchers continue to study the effects of cognitive dissonance, along with other aspects of social psychology. In the late 18th century, an elder statesman tricks his enemy into becoming his friend. Hundreds of years later, this subtle quirk of human nature gets a name and a place in scientific research. Who knows what we'll learn 100 years from now? 50 years? 10 years? Heck, even 1 year. As I speak, researchers are trying to answer that question. But it's not crazy, folks. It's simply psychology. Adios.